Okay. All right. So what we're going to do now is is get some basics down. All right. So I've created this basic web page here, and it has a text box here, a text box there, a cool logo, and a button. It says execute now. And then we'll have the result come up here. And I created this because it'll be easy to show lots of different PHP techniques going forward. So let's take a look. So first, here's the whole document from the first HTML tag, and there it is. There's the first one and the last one. But okay, so it has two parts. First, we have our basic HTML down here, right? And before it, here we have a PHP tag. And here's the ending PHP tag. And what we're going to be doing is we are sending information from our form, which starts here's a form tag, there's a form tag, and we get our information from this first input box, right? We called it data box 1 and data box 2. All right. And where is it going to be executed? It's going to be executed at this page, this very page, right? Which is the page we have here. So we put in the same page that contains all the HTML. Now we could have put in a different page, but there's no need to do that. Okay. And then we're going to display the results down here, but let's take it step by step. The first thing I do up here is I have an if clause, okay, an if block, right? So those go basically like this. You go if, parentheses, and then brackets. So if 2, it's 2, then we're going to do all these things. Now, normally we'll have an equal sign, right? Well, in PHP and most programming languages, when you have two equal signs together, that says it's like it means is. Okay, if 2 is the same as 2, okay, then we'll execute whatever is in between this bracket and that bracket. All right? And you can put all sorts of stuff in here. Okay? You put all sorts of stuff in there. But what I do is I took this function here, isSet. Okay, this is very common. You're going to need to know it, so you might as well learn it now. And so it is set, and then you have your parentheses, and there'll be you're going to test for some condition right in there. All right, and if it's true, the next what's in between these two brackets will execute. All right, it will occur. If it's not, then it won't. And so then what do we have in between here? We have this. Okay? $post. Okay? So what this is, and then we have a square bracket and another square bracket, and then we have in here what's called, well, it's a string, and it's execute. All right? Now, we can see down here that this button, submit, it's type submit, so we know it's a button to send all this data in the form Okay, when this submit, this will create essentially like a button, and if you click it, all the data inside these input boxes, okay, here type text, the data inside, all the information in data box 1 and data box 2, okay, is going to be sent to this program, this script here at PHP Basics, which is our very own web page, right? And so if this is clicked inside the data sent from the user's browser, okay, so let's view this from the perspective of this is sitting in the browser of the user looking at your web page, okay? And if they click here, then data packets are going to be sent back to your server, okay, where your web page is waiting, all right? And in that data packet, there is going to be inside of it a variable which is either it's set or it's not set, okay? Various variables, but one of them here will be this one, this button, this submit button. If it has been clicked, okay, if it has been clicked, then that data, that particular variable inside the data packet coming back to the web page will be set because something happened with it, right? Okay, and so right here, post, this essentially what it does is it says, hey, tell me about all of the variables inside the data packets being sent to my web page, and then tell me if there is one called execute, okay? And there is, okay, we have this button here called execute, okay? It says execute now, right? If it is set, then do all this stuff here, because that is in between this bracket there and this bracket down here, right there. Okay, do it all. If it's not set, do not do all this stuff. Do not execute it, and it won't. Okay? So with our if block, our if condition, we test everything in between here. If it is true, if what is between this parentheses and this parentheses, if it's true, okay, and that is this is set function is testing for a condition. It's asking, is something set, okay? And here, okay, this puppy right there, okay, represents a particular variable inside the data packet. And there's another one here that will be called data box 1. There's another one that will be called data box 2. All right? And of course there's the one called execute. So if it's set, if it's been clicked, this will return true. It will return a value of true. Sitting in memory, there will be something, it will be set. And so all this will execute. Okay? So then, what do? I create a variable here. All right? Variables in PHP, they start with a $sign. Hello. All right? Now this equal sign, this, in the context of programming, this is called the assignment operator. And what it does is it assigns, okay, or you could just say it puts a value inside a variable, okay? So it puts, remember post, now it will put data box 1, whatever was in data box 1, Okay. Down here, here's data box 1. All right. Whatever is in here, it is going to assign it, put it in this variable, first var, first variable. And we're going to do the same thing with data box 2. All right. And then we're going to come over here. Well, let's do this. I'm going to make this simple. I'm going to comment that out. And so I created a new variable called result, and I am going to put in result the first variable plus the second variable. Now, just a moment, we're going to talk briefly about comments. A comment in PHP, if I put 2 of these forward slashes, okay, it will result in the PHP interpreter not paying attention to this, not paying attention to this, or this line, or this line. It will ignore them, okay? It will totally, those are comments. There's other ways to make comments, but that's the way I'm doing it here. All right? So, and you can ignore this for right now. So now we're just going to add, we're going to add this to this, and then we're going to have it in result. And then way down here in our result box, we're going to insert another PHP tag. And again, we're going to check to see if execute is set. And if so, we are going to do what's called echo. And an echo statement, essentially what it does is it prints something to the HTML page. So when you issue the command echo and you put something after it, like a variable, it will fire that out onto our page wherever it exists. Okay, it will then appear, it will shoot up and appear and become visible on our HTML page and inside our HTML. Okay, whereas this stuff down up here, we won't see it. It will be like it doesn't exist. Okay, it will not be present. But when we use this echo statement, it then says, okay, we want to take what follows and up to this semicolon, right? See the semicolon? Right there, that semicolon. Up to that, when we use that, it says, okay, now there's an exception to the rule. We don't show our PHP code on the HTML page. We don't show it to the user. We don't show it up in the visual aspect of the browser. Echo says, yes, show what comes after me, present it, and push it into the HTML. So let's try it. So let's say we have 2 and 2. So we want to add those, and here we have the result 4. Okay? Now what if we have 8 and 3? Then we have 11, right? So now in the next video, I'm going to go back and kind of review some of these basic elements in PHP. And we're going to go through this again step by step, but with some different examples. And I'm going to do some more explaining about sort of the nitty-gritty, the basic details of the grammar. And for example, what does this mean, post and get? Why do they use the word post? And I'll also cover why it's so important that you do know it. Okay? All right. So on to the number 3.